With the rise of D&D in recent years, with Baldur's Gate 3, the movie that came out, and now Minecraft, I want to talk a bit about why I like D&D so much. I'm sure most of you who are here probably know what D&D is, but if you don't, I'll describe it really quickly for you. D&D is an RPG game with skills, proficiencies, spells, and classes, and a dungeon master who controls the campaign that you play your game in. The core aspect of D&D is that it can be played in various ways in different settings, and it's sort of a sandbox in a way, like an RPG sandbox. So now that I expose myself for being a big nerd, let's talk about why I like it so much. The first aspect I want to talk about is character creation. D&D allows you to create any kind of character and have total freedom when it comes to character creation. You can choose just about anything you want. There's various races, classes, skills, feats, backgrounds, all of those kinds of things. That gives you a lot of freedom to create any kind of character you would like. What's more is that you can combine these classes and skills into any sort of class you want, and you can make your own classes or any combination of class. People often have artists also draw their characters or monsters in their universe, which is also pretty interesting. Because of this, you can have a real diverse cast of characters that are all controlled by your friends, which is really fun and interesting. You might have one of your friends that plays a little rat who likes to climb all over you and stand on your shoulders and throw knives at people. Another reason to enjoy D&D is that it can be played in various settings, and it's that sandbox aspect that really gets a lot of people into D&D who might not be too interested in the fantasy universe. If you're not interested in the fantasy world, you may be more interested in a sci-fi setting or something like 40k or Star Wars, and you can definitely play D&D in those settings. Being able to play an RPG game in really any setting you want is something pretty special to D&D. If you're into 40k like me, you would probably enjoy playing in the 40k universe. You can play D&D in whatever setting you like. If you're a World War II nerd, I have friends like that. Or if you wanted to play in that really horrible movie Waterworld, if you have a DM who wants to run that universe, you can do that. It's that creative freedom that I really like as an aspect of D&D, and how you can play it pretty much however in whatever setting you want, really. Another aspect that I find really powerful is being able to homebrew everything that you want to do. Homebrew is when you make your own enemies, rules, and universe, and things like that. Anything that you kind of just make up yourself using the rules built into D&D, or even your own rules. D&D at its core is really a game builder that allows you to do anything you want, really. The game gives DMs the ability to make any characters, any monsters, or any universe that they want. Do you want mimics that just eat your players whenever they open a chest? You can do that if you would like. Do you want a weapon that instantly kills every enemy in the game, only for your players to find out that it actually doesn't kill them and transfers them to the final boss, and then they have to fight every single enemy that they cheated to get through? With D&D, you really never know what you're going to get, and that's why it's so interesting to play and watch other people play as well. Unlike some other tabletop games, D&D can actually be pretty inexpensive to play and a lot more approachable for a lot of people in terms of finances. D&D can be an expensive venture, or it can be really cheap like me on a first date. You can use all kinds of free or nearly free tools on the internet to make characters and campaigns if you like. You can mix online and IRL play as much or as little as you want. You can have hybrids of the two. You could put your game map on a TV and roll dice on an actual table. It's really up to you how you want to play the game. There's no real set way to play the game. This also means that you could spend a lot of time and money making a physical map, physical characters, printing them, painting them, drawing all the artwork and everything associated with it. Or you could just do it all online. You can really spend as much money and time on playing D&D as you want. I personally like playing a hybrid of IRL and online because I'm really stupid and calculators are very nice, and having all of your things online is very helpful instead of doing character sheets like the traditional way. I also like to get super drunk or crossfaded while I play, which makes it a lot more interesting too. That brings me to my next point, that D&D is a reason to bring your friends together and have some fun together. While D&D can be played completely digitally, the best aspect in my opinion is actually getting your friends together IRL to have fun together. D&D can be a good reason to get all of your friends together to have a good time, get drunk, and just play some games. With the adult life being a bit hectic and having issues getting people together for hangouts once you're older and have all these life obligations, having a weekly D&D game can be a consistent way to talk to your friends that might otherwise be too busy to hang out. It can also give you a lot of fun things to talk about with your friends after you've completed your session. You also might learn that some of your friends are complete psychopaths collecting dead rats for no apparent reason. Getting all of your friends together for a fun night of D&D is really the best thing about it, in my opinion. Being able to hang out with a bunch of friends and have fun is kind of the core of D&D, and it's my favorite aspect. While you hang out with your friends, you also get to build a story together. You're able to make all kinds of interesting stories in the world that your DM created. You can spend entire side quests and hours of time trying to get lava cheese to get the tavern GF. The best part is that you get to do all these silly or interesting or even serious side quests with all of your friends, and you get to impact the story together. It's group story making in a fun and interactive way. You also get to explore the backstory of these characters that you might not know about but your friends have fleshed out completely. You also get to learn about the world and universe that your DM has created, and they slowly get to give this story to the players as they figure out what's going on in the world. Playing D&D can be like live action storytelling with a bunch of funny and goofy things thrown in. Those goofy aspects are oftentimes driven by the randomness in D&D. Something that I don't hear about as much is how the randomness in D&D from all the dice and things like that can make it pretty interesting. For example, I started a game with a bunch of friends and we were all stuck in prison cells. The barbarian just rips the door off of the cell and then uses the door as a weapon and instantly kills the jailer, who we are going to interrogate, but he just died to a door immediately. There's of course limits to these crazy things that can happen, but when someone rolls a super high or super low number, I mean, what can you do? I like trying to convince people of things and then rolling a stupidly low number and being told that I'm just a dumb idiot. At the end of the day, what happens in D&D can be random at times, just like real life. And that's what really makes it interesting, because even the DM might not know exactly what is going to happen, and every session is going to be slightly different. And finally, D&D creates other hobbies and works well with them. What's nice about D&D is that it allows you to integrate other hobbies into your game. So if you're into drawing or writing, D&D is a pretty good outlet for that and also fleshes out your game further. If you enjoy drawing, you could draw your character or your entire party's characters or monsters in the world. You could also write really deep and interesting backstories for your character as well. Some people are also into the minifigures. Some people get whole 3D printers just for D&D characters and monsters and pieces and things like that, and then get into the whole world of painting all of that as well. D&D has room for a lot of creative hobbies, so if you're into some kind of creative hobby, you can probably find an outlet for that in D&D as well. I'm pretty excited how D&D is getting a lot more attention from a broader audience these days. It's pretty exciting. So if you're new to D&D or interested about learning more about D&D, I hope you got some idea of how it works and why I like it from this video. If you have any questions about D&D or want to talk about anything, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for subscribing and liking the video. I also want to thank all my supporters here through Discord, Patreon, and Twitch. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you want to join our Discord community, I put the link to my card below and you can join it through there. I'll see you guys in the next video.